Can we make this a quick video? Let's try. So it's late. It's very early Thursday morning on the East Coast, and I've kind of prepared tomorrow already. So for a few different sports, there's Thursday football, which things changed. It's the Saints now, 22-19. More reason that I told you the algorithm doesn't know what's going on with these two teams. So that's all being that's just frustrating to, I would say, stay away from this game. That's what I'm telling you to do. As for the rest of the week, you need to purchase a copy of the NFL algorithm if you would like to see that. I haven't sold any NFL algorithms this week. I only have season subscription holders that I have sent this out to. So if you want it, I'm not giving it away for free. Someone's got to buy it, or we're not talking any more football. So that's football. Let's talk about the other things that are more interesting. How about NBA off and running? So NBA for the day on Wednesday. It looks like it goes 8-4. I did not hit the parlay that I had in the video, but I did hit 1, 2, 3. I don't like you, Heat. And the Sacramento Kings also lose. Utah wins, though. Utah wins outright. And not only do they cover, they win. So that's good. It really does make this a winning day. So bummer on the Heat. This one killed me. I would have won money today if I'd had the Heat. I did not. But I did bet Utah. Brooklyn loses, so the Wolfman does not win. His Memphis team wins. They don't cover. And Brooklyn just outright loses. Look at their health at 83%. I mean, this is why I say watch out and don't take teams with low health, because Memphis actually was ahead a lot and then kind of lost a lot of their lead. I don't know if that's injury related or what, but they don't cover. A lot of these teams did not cover. But I want to talk about covering in a second over here too. So Utah wins. The other underdog, Cleveland, loses, but these were close games. Yeah, these were super close. Wow, we get Toronto Raptors score exactly. I won't worry too much about scores. We still have last year's stats in here, so we need to bring in this year's stats, but that's not going to happen until at least a couple games in. At least 2 games have to be in before we can do that. So anyway, that's look of the day. It's okay. It's fairly standard for NBA, which has a 67% win percentage for the day. Oh yeah, one more thing: the spread cover number. So if our projected scores are working well, all right, they generate something which is called a spread cover. And that cover number is, well, what's the spread that's offered by the odds makers? And what do we think the difference in the actual score is going to be? We think that, we thought that Minnesota would win this game by 16 points and they only had to cover 11. So the spread cover was 6. They did not cover that. Now let's talk about sorting these lists by spread cover descending, because this is going to help for those people who are trying to bet the spread. And it certainly comes in to play in something like college basketball, where we have a ton of these to look at. So look at what just happened when I did that. Is the team that went to the top was Utah. It said that the spread cover number was insane here. It said we thought they were going to win by 5, and you got 8 with them. So 5 plus 8 is 13. And they end up winning this game by 21 points. Wow. Fascinating. So that's a huge win. Now, did the spreads look any better in this order? The answer is, well, Minnesota still didn't cover. There were points in that game where Minnesota was ahead a lot, but they made it kind of close at the end. And they only won this game 115 to 108. So they win it by 7, but they don't cover it. So 10 is tough. I mean, a lot of points is tough, right? So that's another thing I want to look at is when you look at the spread cover number, look at what the spread is. Because if the spread is lower, like these are lower, does this team cover? The answer is there was a big chunk of teams that did not cover in here anyway. So a lot of our spread picks did not cover. And in that sense, it's not a good predictive day by points. But I'm not going to worry about that this early on, because we also care about winners. We shouldn't care about spreads all that much. You want to be playing winners, and there's a discussion to be had about how to bet, but the algorithm's supposed to be predicting winners. It's not necessarily going to telling you exactly how many points they're going to win by, even though I try to get it to do that. So anyway, the good thing I like to see about this is that on the top of the list is Utah. by spread cover, by odds, by everything, and they win. And if you start sorting the sheet by this, then you might have better results, and we'll see about that, as well as also by lines. All right, so that in general, though, we look at it in this order, which is descending by margin. And that does have the top four win, but you lose with Miami. All right, so we have tomorrow. So we're going to talk about tomorrow real quick. It's not done. Okay, it's kind of done, meaning I have a lot of information in here. A lot of this is not going to change because we're not importing current season stats, but I don't have a current injury report, which means we don't know if these numbers are right. The number of Lakers out or the number of Bucks out is outdated. I need to do that tomorrow, and that'll be part of the email I send out with this tomorrow to people that subscribe. So you can get on that list. It's how much am I charging for basketball? $75, I think, for the rest of the month. It's worth it if you want to use this file and just take it and update it yourself with a subscription of RotoWire, which I suggest you do. So preliminarily, though, it says the Clippers, which I believe are playing their first game of the season, are minus 210 against the Lakers. It's probably still not healthy. That's why that's there. You have an underdog line, but you have potential injuries on the Bucks, and I don't know what those are, whether they will be there tomorrow. So there's an underdog on here, but that's probably why, because of who's playing. So that is NBA for Thursday, pretty much. Right? We got that done. Well, let's go to hockey. So I wanted to do hockey last because there's a game that is 3-3 that is probably ended by now. It is and St. Louis wins this game 4-3. Voila. So as we update that, and we go to our results pivot here. So this day ends up going, it says 0-3, but it's not really 0-3 because it had a mixed bag here with this game. And also, I don't know how you call this a loss, which is set of basically 3-point something and a 3-point something game between Philadelphia and Florida. And it ends up, Philly really stayed in there more than you'd think. And I took them plus 2.5 goals, and that was easy money. They were never really in doubt except in the first period. And so they are a better team. And even though I can see why it's skewed toward them because they've been playing so well, that was a close game. I don't call that a bad prediction at all, actually. Here, Colorado lets in a few early and then comes back to show they're still Colorado by tying it up, but they just couldn't seal the deal for some reason. So that's a loss right there. And this game's kind of a win. It's an over. I bet the tie 3-3 in this game because these two things disagreed. Funny that happened. So that's cool. What about tomorrow? I actually have something up here for tomorrow. The goaltenders are not correct. Need to refresh. Where are you, goalies? Why are the goalies not here? Because something's tomorrow. What's going on? Oh, we didn't put the formula in. Duh. So I connected the odds extractor to the cube, which in English, what that means is I set this up to connect right to the odds. So when this gets updated tomorrow and we update goalies and have the correct goalies, this will all update automatically in the cube. And you'll be able to essentially just go right here after you paste in the odds and get the goalie straight and get this all up like this. So the goalies, like I said, are not correct. Like I don't think Stolarz is going. It's probably going to be Gibson. I don't think Kallgren's going. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know who's going actually. But this is just a formula that picked a goalie out who could play to give us a look at the day. And of course, I need to update stats, and I will send the updated version out tomorrow to people that subscribe to this as well. It does have the Rangers over San Jose as the #1 pick of the day. I believe that. I believe that will probably not change. Even when we get everything, because that's the right goalies. Although Reimer just played yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. All right, guys. So that's the roundup. It was not a perfect day, but it's hard to have perfect days. As for Thursday, you have so much hockey to watch. Why on earth would you worry about football? And of course, there's still a couple basketball games, of which there might be an underdog here, depending on who's playing. So, and this Clippers over the Lakers situation is probably going to happen, given what I saw the Lakers get beat by Golden State. I don't know whether they got people back. but I'm starting to follow this. Kind of interesting. So, all right, guys, that's the update for Thursday. Those are the sports algorithms. Go purchase copies, or if you had a good day and you want to send some my way, I appreciate it because sometimes people pay me, sometimes people don't, but everybody wants the algorithm regardless. So I end up doing them all the time anyway. So I do support it with the sales because none of these ads are monetized. None of these videos are monetized at all with ads. I will put ads on them eventually, but I'm not at that the level of a YouTube account status yet. So eventually we'll get there. All right. Good luck, everybody. Mail your picks. Be winning.